Very good morning, my dear students. Today we are going to learn from a new chapter, Chapter 4, Sole Proprietorship from Unit 2. A business organization is an organization which is engaged in some industrial or commercial activity. Any business, if you take, they have a distinct business unit. Not all the company they'll be doing the same business. It's not like that. Any business, if you take, they'll be having their own production or their own raw materials and their own innovations. It may be owned and controlled by a single individual or by a group. So you all know that even in olden days, if we take a company that might be owned by a single person, by a single owner, or even by partnership in case by 2%, minimum is a 2%, maximum 10 or 20 members, they'll be joining together and they'll be starting a company, and then some they'll be running the family business. So like this, in today's lesson we are going to see about sole proprietorship. Now we'll see the definition according to Wheeler. A business undertaking is a concern, company or enterprise which buys and sells, is owned by one person or a group of person, and is managed under a specific set of operating policies. So here what he defines is that it is a business, it was run or carried on by one person. So he is the owner, he will buy all alone, he'll be selling, and he is the manager, he is the operator, and he'll be doing the service. So everything under one single person, under the control of one person, that is called as sole proprietorship. Next, you can see the classification of forms of business organization. So business organization that's classified into two types, that is corporate enterprises, then non-corporate enterprises. Under corporate enterprises, it is all fully gone by the government or the private or cooperative, that is joined together. Then under government, it is public undertakings or public utilities. Then under private, it is joint stock companies. Then in non-corporate enterprises, here it comes to sole trading concern, partnership firms, joint Hindu family business. Now, sole proprietorship. Sole means single, individual, or a lonely person. Sole proprietorship means a single person owns, manages, and controls the business. He alone owns the business, he'll be managing and he'll be controlling the business all alone. So in sole trading business, the sole proprietorship is a form of business organization in which an individual introduces his own capital. And here, the sole proprietor, he'll be investing his own capital. He uses his own skill and intelligence in order to manage the company. It is the first stage in the evolution of the forms of organization and the oldest among them. So this is considered to be the oldest form of organization. It is also known as individual entrepreneurship. So individual entrepreneur is the only person who starts by himself, manages and controls. So everything will be done by him. So here it tells that he will be starting the business from his own savings, or in case if he doesn't have money, he'll be borrowing from his friends or relatives. Then the business may be started either in a portion of the proprietor's own house or in a rented premises. If he have space enough in his own house, he'll be starting there itself, or he'll be getting places from another location on rented basis. Then there are no legal formalities, as he is the only single person who is maintaining the company or a small shop. He need not enter any legal registrations like that, like how they do for one big companies or even some multiple complex like that. For example, if he wants to start a restaurant, he has to obtain a license from the health department of the municipal corporation. But if he is not starting like that, if he is having a small grocery shop, he need not go for any other formalities like that. Now we'll see the characteristics of sole proprietorship. Ownership by one man, freedom of work and quick decisions, unlimited liability, enjoying entire profits, absence of government regulation, no separate entity, maintenance of secrecy. Now we'll see one by one. The first, ownership by one man. By the name itself, we know that the ownership takes place by a single person. The sole trader contributes the required capital. So the amount which he has, with that he will be starting a business. He is not only the owner of the business, but he also manages the entire affair, that is a company. Then second one, freedom of work and quick decisions. Since the individual is himself, as he is the only person managing and controlling, he need not consult anyone. He need not ask anyone for any suggestions to be taken. So hence he can take any decisions by himself very fast. So here it is, freedom of work and quick decisions being taken by him. Third one, unlimited liability. If he finds that the debts which been incurred by him is not sufficient to pay from his business, then he has to take from his personal property. அதாவது அவர் நடத்துகிற அந்த பிஸ்னஸில் மூலியமாக அவரால் வாங்கின கடனை திருப்பி தர முடியல அப்படின்னு சொல்லும்போது he can give the money from his personal property. அவருக்கு வச்சுருக்க வேறு ஏதாவது சொத்தோ இல்லை வேறு ஏதாவது நிலம் வச்சுருந்தானா வேறு ஏதாவது கோல்டு வச்சுருந்தானா தட் he must sell and repay the debts. அவர் தர வேண்டியவங்களுக்கு கண்டிப்பாக வந்து அவருடைய பர்சனல்லேருந்து எடுத்து he must give. Fourth one, enjoying entire profit. As he is the only person doing the business and controlling, even if any profit arises, வர எல்லா லாபமே வந்து அவருக்கு மட்டும்தான் செய்கிறோம். ஏன்னா he is the only person owning and running the business. Fifth one, absence of government regulations. We know that a sole proprietor concern is free from government regulations. They need not register or file any legal formalities. So we already learned in the beginning itself that no legal formalities are to be observed in this formation. Sixth one, no separate entity. That is, there's no any particular business apart from what the sole proprietor is doing. Okay, if he dies, the business will come to an end. The sole trader concern comes to an end with death, or if he is not able to continue the business, or if he is not capable of doing that, or if you find that it went under insolvency, that he is not finding any amount to run the business, or the money is not sufficient for him to continue, at that time the business will come to an end. Then the seventh one, maintenance of secrecy. So obviously it was run by only one person. Since he manages all the affairs, all the dealings based on the business, the secrecy will be maintained easily. He is the only person who is maintaining. So even the secret also will be maintained by him. Now we'll learn about the advantages of sole proprietorship. Easy formation, incentive to work hard, small capital, credit standing, personal contact with the customers, flexibility. Now we'll learn one by one. First one, easy formation. So as he is not having any legal formalities, if he have sufficient amount and if he is willing to start a business at any time, any day, he can start the business. That is easy formation. Second one, incentive to work hard. So as he is the only person running the business, managed and controlled, even if any profit arises in the business, he will be the only person who enjoys the entire profit, as he has no one to share the profit. So it will be an incentive for him. Then small capital, though it is an important as well as a specific advantage for all the sole proprietorship. With whatever amount they have, they can start the business accordingly to that. So sole proprietor can start business with small capital. Then fourth one, credit standing. As this sole proprietor is running a business all alone, by seeing this, even his family members or relatives, even his own friends, they'll come forward to give him credit by seeing that the business being done smoothly or been elaborated, or if he wants to continue for a long run, they'll be helping him. Fifth, personal contact with the customers. As he is the only person buying and selling, he'll be having direct dealing and he'll be keeping the relationship with the direct customers. And even he can supply goods accordingly to their taste and preferences. He'll be getting feedback for all the goods that he supplies to the customers. So this creates a personal relationship with the customers for the sole proprietor. Then sixth one, flexibility. The sole trader can easily adjust himself to the changing requirement of his business. If he wants to change the goods that he got, he wants to cover the customers or to attract the customers. Based on that, he'll be flexible to the customers and he'll be changing and he'll adjust himself to the changing requirements in the public. Now let us learn the disadvantages of sole proprietorship. Limited liability, limited managerial skill, unlimited liability, lack of specialization, hasty decisions. First one, limited capital. So as a capital being contributed by one individual person, ஒரு தனி நபர் மட்டுமே அவருடைய ஓன் மணி எடுத்து அவங்க ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணுறாங்க பிஸ்னஸ் அப்படின்னு சொல்லும்போது அவருடைய பிஸ்னஸ் லெவல் வந்து ஒரு சின்ன பிஸ்னஸாக தான் இருக்கும் கண்டிப்பாக. அன்லெஸ் அண்ட் அன்டில் ஹி ஹேஸ் மோர் மணி, அவருக்கு நிறைய காசு இருந்ததுன்னா மேபி கேபிட்டல் இஸ் ஹேவிங் மோர், அட் தட் டைம் ஹீ கேன் திங்க் ஆஃப் எலாபரேட்டிங் ஆர் எஸ்டாப்ளிஷிங் at a bigger level. Next, limited managerial skill. He is the only person taking care, managing and controlling everything. So in that case, each and every activity he has to take and it is limited. Then unlimited liability. Unlimited liability, if we say that the creditors have the right to recover their dues. In case அவர் நிறைய வெளியே கடன் வாங்கி இருந்தார்னா and he is not able to repay them, அவரால் கட்ட முடியல அப்படின்னு சொல்லும்போது கடன் கொடுத்தவங்க they can approach and take his personal property. இவருடைய சொந்த வீடு இருக்கலாம், இல்லை அவர் ஏதாவது கார் வச்சுருக்கலாம், வேறு ஏதாவது லேண்ட் வச்சுருக்கலாம். they have all the rights to sue on them. இவர் மேலே ஒரு கேஸ் போட்டு இது மாதிரி இவர் எங்ககிட்டேருந்து இவ்வளோ வாங்கியிருக்காரு, ஸோ he has to repay அப்படின்னு சொல்லும்போது அவர் வந்து பிஸ்னஸில் இருந்து வர பணத்தில் இல்லாமல் அவருடைய சொந்த பணத்தையோ இல்லை அவருடைய ஓன் ஹவுஸை கூட விற்று அவர் தர வேண்டிய நிலை வரலாம். ஸோ ஹியர் it is unlimited liability. Then lack of specialization. Since the business unit is small, அவர் வச்சிருக்க மேபி இஸ் ஹேவிங் சப்போஸ் அவர் க்ராசரி ஷாப் வச்சுருக்காருன்றதால அந்த பிஸ்னஸ் ஒரு சின்ன கடையோ ஒரு சின்ன ஷாப் வச்சுருக்காருன்னா அவருடைய ஃபினான்ஷியல் ரிசோர்ஸஸ் வந்து ரொம்ப கம்மியாக இருக்கும். இட் வில் பி லிமிட்டட். So experts in different fields cannot be employed to secure maximum advantages. So இந்த ஃபீல்டில் அந்தளவுக்கு இவருக்கு நாலேஜும் தேவை இல்லை. ஓகே. அண்ட் hasty decisions. It is not that whatever decisions a single person takes will be a good. ஸோ எப்பயுமே அவங்க எடுக்கிற டெசிஷன்ஸ் வந்து கரெக்டாக இருக்கும் அப்படின்றது. at times sometimes even their decisions may go wrong. That is what it's given. Sole proprietor is more likely to take hasty decisions as he need not consult anybody else. ஏன்னா அவர் யாரையும் வந்து யாரோடையும் டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணுறதும் கிடையாது. he'll not get the suggestions from others. So he need not consult with anyone. At that time his decisions might go wrong. So here it is hasty decisions. So these are the disadvantages in sole proprietorship. Okay students, I think you all are thorough with the sole proprietor its characteristics, then advantages and disadvantages of sole proprietorship. In the next video session, we'll see another topic. Thank you, students. Have a nice day.